Hello, this is Nice Wonder of the NOWMAN show, and I'm here at Politicon with YahNe Ndgo.
Yes.
And she is from the People's Movement, or the Bernie or Bust.
Yes.
Yes. So you first got attention when you appeared on CNN. What happened? Tell us a little bit about that first.
Do you want to know how I got there? Did you want to know you want me to describe what happened when I was there?
Yes.
So I did an appearance on one day, on Election Day, in New York, when elections were happening in Pennsylvania, among other states, and I was part of a panel. And in that panel, they had two segments, and in the first segment I explained, they asked me if I'm genuinely Bernie or Bust and what I would do, and I talked about that. And Carol Costello saw me on that segment and invited me to come back. And so that was the next day, after Pennsylvania failed in giving Bernie what we should have. And so she brought me in order to discuss this. Now that this is what has happened with these 5 states, you know, are you still Bernie or Bust? And definitely, I'll never vote for Hillary. And I just talked about why. And you know, the person who was there was, Carol Costello was there, and there was a woman there who was a supporter of Hillary Clinton, and then me. And so she tried to kind of minimize the issues that I was raising, but they're so significant that it was really difficult to do. And so the value of that moment to me is that on national television, in a moment that was live when they couldn't edit me out, I was able to talk about things that typically are not being talked about in the mainstream media. So I was able to talk about Haiti and the Clintons' impact in Haiti, the Clintons' impact in Honduras, the lies around the Colombia Free Trade Agreement, you know, and just the fact that she has a very loose relationship with the truth, and that for that reason, it doesn't matter what she claims on her platform. We don't trust her, and you know, many of us don't trust her, and will never believe what she says.
Well, a lot of people believe in politics there has to be compromises, and to a certain degree that's true. But when you vote, you have a moral compass.
Right.
You know, and that's where you're coming from, and that's what's beautiful.
Right. Well, because I mean, it's true that there has to be compromise sometimes in politics. People ask me to run for office, and that's one of the reasons why I would not want to, because I'm not going to compromise when it comes to principle. You know, I'll compromise where we're going to go eat for dinner, or which movie we're going to go see, but I'm not going to compromise around whether or not people should be targeted by police, or whether or not people should be making profits off of, you know, people's mistakes through private prisons, or whether or not, you know, every child should have access to an education and have access to food. Those are not things that I'm ever going to compromise around, and I'll therefore either have no success, or, you know, be consistently frustrated, or be nothing but a source of frustration. And I want to be productive, and I feel that I can do more outside of the political arena than I can do within the construct of the political arena. But beyond that reality, when it comes to someone, a candidate like Hillary Clinton, we're not talking about whether or not she has to make compromises. What I was talking about was whether or not she's even speaking about what her true position is on any particular issue. So, you know, does she support gay marriage, or does she not support gay marriage? Is she a moderate? Is she a conservative? Is she a progressive? Like, she will say anything, in my opinion. And so how do you trust that whatever she is putting forth as her platform is something that she's going to even be working towards doing to have to compromise around? You know, I don't trust anything about her approach at all. And so I will fight her candidacy tooth and nail all the way through to November.
Well, a lot of people, you know, understand that she is actually the best establishment candidate, and that technically is the problem.
Right.
Because we are at a time right now where the political revolution is about change, because incremental change is obviously not working for at least half of our population.
Well, incremental change is going to destroy the planet. So, you know, there are a lot of these issues that people might feel like they can take their time around. You know, well, these prisons exist, and over the next 10 years we can eliminate these prisons. I think that's a horrible idea, but it's not the same thing as the earth won't really be here in the same way if we don't make the necessary changes immediately in order to protect it and to protect the future of humanity and the future of life and all the various species that are already endangered because of the things that have been done, including, and if if not most specifically, the perpetuation of fracking and Hillary's pushing of fracking and promoting of fracking all across the globe. So it's really a very urgent situation. This is a life or death moment in my mind, and that's the reason why I've actually put my whole life on a hold to spend as much time, all of my time really, to discuss these things, learn more and more about what's going on, share as much as what I learn with as many people as possible in order to put that urgency in as many hearts as I can, so that we can make sure that we protect and save this earth and all of the living beings that depend on it.
And this is a movement, and actually this election season is only one very small part of that.
Right.
The movement was going on before, it will continue on after.
Right.
Now, you're taking the movement to Philadelphia. What's happening there next?
Well, I live in Philadelphia, and the Democratic National Convention will be happening in Philadelphia July the 25th through the 28th. That's a Monday through Thursday. And so there are a lot of people who are organizing a variety of marches and rallies and activities in order to engage and educate and organize the people who will be converging upon Philadelphia. We're expecting anywhere from 250,000 or more people to be in the city of Philadelphia. So there's a coalition that's organizing a Black and Brown March that's going to be going from an area of Philadelphia called North Philly, which is historically Black and has had experienced a lot of poverty, and which is in the process of being gentrified by the university there that I went to, Temple University. And that march there'll be a rally, and then there will be a march to Center City. There's a march being organized by Bernie or Bust, by the Revolt Against Plutocracy, Citizens Against Plutocracy, and there we will be talking to people again about the importance of having a candidate there that will represent the people and take care of the people and the earth. Black Men for Bernie has 2 rallies that they're organizing at the same location where our rally will be, which is across from City Hall at the Municipal Services Building, 1401 JFK. It's an outdoor plaza around the Municipal Services Building called Payne Plaza. So that's also happening. Sanders is going to be hosting a march on the Sunday before the DNC, and that's going to, or a rally, not a march, but a rally. But there will be a marching towards that rally, and that's going to be a unity march that will be also coinciding with marches around the country. So if people are not able to make it to Philadelphia, they can still be a part of this in their own cities, and that's being organized. People are organizing buses to be able to travel there. All of the hotels around the city have been booked up for weeks now, and in the city and in the greater Philadelphia area. So there's a lot that's being organized, a lot that's going on, and more, and people are working to come together to be collaborative and partner in that regard, because we can always do more together than we can do apart.
So that is what you're working on right now, and then once this is over with, then we talk about where we go from there, correct?
Right. Well, I already have my plan. I mean, one of 2 things is going to happen. Either Bernie is going to become the nominee. I say one of 3 things, but either Bernie is going to become the nominee or he's not. If Bernie does not become the nominee, then either he's going to decide to keep running or he's not. And so these are the 3 possibilities, and I know what I mean. If Bernie decides to keep running, I actually feel very confident that he will be able to win very easily. I would continue to promote him, but I think that I would be able to breathe a little bit more and actually spend some time with my family, because I feel like then the world is secure. I feel very confident about I would, at that point, what I would want to do is I would want to invest my time in trying to protect the election, because I do think that the election fraud could continue to happen. But if Hillary's not in a race, it's not as much of an issue. If Bernie continues to run but Hillary becomes the nominee, then we know election fraud is going to be happening. So we have to be thinking about how we can go about protecting everyone's vote and ensuring that that who we choose is the person who comes out as the winner. And so I would be doing that work and continuing to promote him and continuing to push strategies to make sure that people aren't afraid to vote their heart, because they'll be afraid that if they don't vote for Hillary, then they'll get Trump, not even realizing that Hillary is probably worse than Trump. And if Bernie does not run, then I'm going to be really working on investing in getting more people involved in the Green Party and educating people about Jill Stein's candidacy and really working to build her candidacy up. And so I already know what I'm going to be doing. I'm definitely going to be working on this election all the way through to November. And then after that, I'm going to be returning my attention back to the Ubuntu Nation project.
Ubuntu Nation, what is that exactly?
Ubuntu Nation is the development of a global community based on the principle of Ubuntu, which says there is no me without you. That how can I be happy if any of us is sad? And so the project is one which connects people and helps them find each other based on the issues that matter to them most, enables people to educate each other about the issues. Everyone would have their own media channel, everyone would have ways to educate and communicate with each other, and it's an extensive project. I actually spent 3 months in Amsterdam learning to write code in order to be able to build the prototype, in order to be able to get a community to help me build this project. And it is intended to support everyone's goal, amplify everyone's works, and our goals to make this world the beautiful place that it's able to be.
So what is that website where people can reach you or learn more about the roots?
I don't have a personal website. People can find me through my social media, which is YahNe Ndgo. That's my Twitter, that's my Facebook. YahNe Ndgo is spelled YahNe Ndgo. That's also my Instagram, and I also have a Facebook like page because I can't accept more friends, which is the one YahNe Ndgo, and that's with the digit number 1. I am also building a YahNe Ndgo page where I'll be able to just talk to people about the projects that I'm working on and connect with people in a way that I own that, because I do think that there are issues with the fact that other entities own our ways to communicate with each other. So I'm building that, and eventually people will be able to learn more about the Ubuntu Nation project through the website Build You Nation, and that's buildnation.com. It actually exists. There's a prototype with screenshots, where there's screenshots of the prototype at Build You Nation now, but eventually that's going to be developed into more of a better communication about what the project's meant to do, and give people the ability to connect if they're interested in participating in the building of the community.
That's fantastic. Thank you so much for everything that you do, and keep up the great work and keep in touch. Will you do that?
I will. I definitely keep in touch, and I appreciate you as well. So thank you for your work as well.
It's mutual. Thank you. This is Nice Wonder, and I'm with YahNe Ndgo on the NOWMAN Show.